Which is going to be better from the two 2025 Toyota Camrys? This is the XLE in Underground versus the XSE in Reservoir Blue. With the XSE, you can option up to 11 different colors on the exterior. Every other trim, only 7. This year, we have increased 17 to 24 horsepower over the prior hybrid, and you can only get a hybrid configuration whether you go XLE or XSE. I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides, and we're going to start off with the XLE. The front fascia is going to mimic the LE. The difference is it's not going to have the dark black. It's going to have more of a gray interior insert. The top part will get the glossy black that integrates into the dual LED headlights, and that will be on the XSE as well. And these are the only two trims that will come with that. Otherwise, it will be a bi-LED headlight setup. Going into the XSE, you get the Sport Mesh grille, which will be the same as the SE. However, that will be a matte black. This is going to have the same color key as the body that goes into the more sporty front fascia with the side splitter, and it's going to look a little bit more aggressive, even though what's housed underneath the hood is the same power option. The nice thing here though, 48 mpgs for the city, 47 mpgs for the highway, and it's the most horsepower in class compared to Honda or Hyundai. And housed underneath the hood, a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder producing a combined of 225 horsepower and 163 pound-feet of torque. These are both front-wheel drive configurations. You can option all-wheel drive on all 4 trims. Going into the base LE, we'll start with a 16-inch wheel. The SE will unlock an 18-inch wheel, and the XLE will also get an 18-inch wheel. And going into the XSE, 19-inch wheel, sport tune suspension. It's going to be the same suspension layout as the SE. All trims will have a McPherson strut front suspension with a multi-link rear suspension. No more Toyota Safety Sense 2.5. Now we have Toyota Safety Sense 3.0, which will include pre-collision system with pedestrian detection, full speed range dynamic radar cruise control, lane departure alert with steer assist, auto high beam road sign assist, lane tracing assist, proactive driving assist. Now these are on all trims, as well as safe exit alert and backup camera. Unfortunately, you do have to add things like the 360-degree reverse camera, front cross traffic alert, lane changing assist, rear cross traffic braking, front and rear parking assist with automatic braking. That's part of the Premium Plus package, which also adds rain sensing wipers. The con to me though is we're already at a $40-ish thousand price on the XSE. The XLE were just under 40 grand, and you have to add features in order to make this vehicle what it is on any trim. The pro to it though is adding the features. You can option an SE and maybe save 4 or 5 grand opposed to the XSE, because you're going to get the same tuned suspension and you have 18-inch wheels opposed to 19-inch wheels. And another thought is you could even talk to the dealer and say, you know what, I like the 19-inch wheels, can you swap them out? I'm sure they would do it. And going XSE and SE has the sporty exit. So you have the trunk lid spoiler with the gloss black. Behind the Camry badging, it's going to get the gloss black as well as the lettering that integrates into the new C-structure LED taillights. The lower keeps that aggressive stance because you have kind of a diffuser underneath there with a single exhaust, dual exhaust finishers. The only way that you can get this look is going into the SE or the XSE. We do have the premium package, which gives us the reverse sensors, front sensors, and that 360-degree reverse camera. The XLE is going to be a little bit more settled. It's going to have the chrome aesthetics for the badging, the print, and the lower gets the gloss black, and the LE will have a matte black finish. So the question at the beginning, which is better? A more of a sporty drive or a more settled drive and kind of more upscale amenities? Both of these two trims will unlock the side windows that are acoustic. All trims will have front windshields that are acoustic. So the sound deadening is going to be better in both of these trims. But for me, I like the Reservoir Blue a little bit better than the Underground, and the specs that we have on the XSE would make me want to go this route opposed to the XLE, but let us know which one you would pick in the comments. Since all trims is 15.1 cubic feet, we're just going to go into the XSE. You have the bag holders here in the front. Underneath the floor, everybody's favorite, there's a spare tire tucked underneath there. which is the #1 question that I get with vehicles. Pull these tabs here in the back to split fold the rear bench at a 40-60 split to increase the cargo capacity to the new Camry. The key fob to the new Camry, and it's going to be the same on both the XSE and the XLE, going into 10-way power seat adjustment for the driver. Heated front seats will be standard. 8-way power seat adjustment for the passenger. Standard seats is cloth with 6-way manual seat adjustment. You can option heated seats on the LE and the SE as well as manual seats, but memory can only be optioned on the XLE. Inside, you're going to notice that refreshed with the quilted inlays on the dashboard area. Driver focus setup, 6-speaker standard. Let's fire it up. .3 informational display, which can be optioned on the SE. Wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, Sirius XM, AM, FM, streaming Bluetooth audio with a reverse camera. But optioning the Premium Plus, whether you go XSE or XLE, will get this 360-degree reverse camera with the full trajectory. You can expand this out. You can also push this button here on the side that says View, and now you have the bird's eye view that goes all around the vehicle to make it a little bit easier for maneuvering in and out of a parking. Standard dual climate control setting, as well as a wireless charging pad, 3 USB ports, a large storage pocket right here in the front, and you'll notice the dashboard layout is a little bit different going into the XSE, and we have the upgraded 9 speakers through JBL sound system, which also gives us a 10-inch heads-up display. 12.3 digital gauge cluster is going to be the same on both trims. This can be optioned on the SE, and it's 3 different ways to configure it. Leather wrap steering wheel, multi-function. We get paddle shifts here with the sensors, which you do not get that on the XLE, and that's the adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, steering assist. It will actually read you, so if you're not paying attention, it'll disengage. Regular pedals, sport pedals. Check out the leg room that you have, as well as headroom. Dashboard and door panel configuring together nicely. It's perforated here on the sides, soft to touch where it needs to be, 1 touch up and down for all the windows. Whereas on the XLE, we get the quilted inlays and the same size storage pocket with the beverage holder carved out. Going into the back, this is the opening that you have to fit 3 more, or you can simply fold this down, cup holders and armrest. Door panel is going to be stripped of the pattern, but it's going to be soft to touch, and both will have the same size storage pocket. 2 USB ports, air vent, storage behind both of the front seats. Leg space is more than enough, as well as headroom. Sliding into the center is going to be compromised because this dips in. So when you slide here, you're going to be sharing some feet, leg, butt, shoulder space, as well as knee space, and making it a little bit cramped for somebody that's over 6 foot tall. On both 2 trims, the only way to make it a little bit more doable is not getting the panel moonroof going into the LE or the SE trim. XLE. It has some performance, 17 horsepower more, but it doesn't matter what trim you go to get that extra horsepower. That is kind of a con to me, but when you're going XLE, the pro is it's going to be smoother. It's not going to be as smooth as an LE because you got 16-inch wheels opposed to 18-inch wheels. But then another pro could be, if you talk to the dealership, just swap those wheels out if you want to go this trim, because you're going to get a lot more bang for your buck and value going into the XLE. Now, which trim is better is the question that we are trying to entertain. For me, I like the XSE because for a few $1,000s more, it's more sporty. But I know in the comments people say, well, the sport tune suspension. That's why we're comparing the two. So when we get to the XSE, you're going to see the difference in the drive as well as those upgraded 19-inch wheels. I like that we get this pattern design that's on the dash. It's kind of a quilted look, but they don't give it to you in the back, and that's what Toyota does. As a con, it strips out everything in the back seat. It still gives you some soft amenities going up to this tier, but we're near $40,000. But as for the pros, dual climate control settings, standard wireless charging pad, and 2 12.3-inch digital readers. Going against competition, Hyundai will be the best bang for your buck, and I've had people in the comments say things like, well, which one holds its value better? That could be true, but in the same perspective, that's going to be cheaper than this to option. So even if it's more money resale value, you're getting it less, so it's probably going to wash. Visibility is good, over 5 inches of clearance, acoustic front windows and side windows. It's gonna be a little bit more quiet than the SE and the LE. I like that you're getting great MPGs here and you're getting more performance here than anybody in its class. But I feel the major difference is going to be really the drive and the feel of those features when I'm engaged. And now for the XSE. With the sport tuned suspension, the largest wheels that you can get on the Camry unless you go aftermarket. Will you feel a little bit of the imperfections? Yes. Maneuverability, not a problem. You can see you can get in and out without any issues. It does feel a little bit longer and wider on the road. So when you are considering a family hybrid, that is something to take in consideration. We're gonna try to do turn radius. It's gonna be quite hard because we're kind of in the middle of the road. And unfortunately, oh, they're letting us go. It's actually about 2 and a part lane. Let's rock and roll. I'm just playing. That's gonna take me to some pros and cons, in which the pros, they did an excellent job with the refresh. The cons is you still have to option features. They only have 4 trims, and each trim can unlock pretty much every feature, especially when you go into the SE. So it's kind of doesn't make sense the way they've configured it, and they only give you 1 power option, which I feel when you start getting into the XSE, it should probably get a few extra horsepower, similar to the front wheel drive to the all-wheel drive configuration. But let me know your thoughts on that. Some other pros is when you get the premium package, getting that 360-degree reverse camera, it can be used all the time up to speeds of 7 miles per hour. That itself is awesome because you got the safety taken care of with Toyota Safety Sense 3.0. But when you add the premium package, it adds all the other safety features, which makes it even more safe. It's really hard to tell the difference between the two in the driving because even with the upgraded wheels and the suspension layout, it still drives smooth. That is definitely a plus because typically when you're looking for these family-oriented cars, you tick the box to several things. You want a little performance, you want great MPGs, but you want a smooth ride. Ticking the box to all 3 of those. It's not as quiet as it should be, but it's a lot more so than the LE and the SE. And the seats, unfortunately, they're not going to be the most comfortable in any trim you tick. I feel the cloth seats will be a little bit more desirable for a long journey, but either way you cut it, for someone over 6 foot tall, your knees are going to be in the air. There's no cushion extensions. Honda is going to be the more comfortable variant there. But if you're concerned about the drive, it's going to be very similar. Let me know your experience in the comments, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check out the next video, merchandise, website, and Instagram. Leave a comment and a like. And I'd like to thank Edel Stadium Toyota for giving us this comparison of the two 2025 Toyota Camrys, the XLE versus the XSE, so a car comparison review.